Hello everybody, good evening, and I welcome you all to this amazing class of BYJU'S 9th and 10th grade. I'm your teacher Aishwarya, and today's class is not going to be a quintessential teaching class per se, but today's class is going to be based on something that I guess as a teacher and as a friend, as a mentor, that I need to talk to all of my students about. The age that you are in, the digital age that I would say, it's a very competitive world out there. And over time, the fact that things have become more and more accessible means that there's a lot of competition, a lot of pressure that comes into us. And in today's class, I'm going to be talking about a very important thing. That is when we as students consider ourselves not good enough, only average, and maybe I don't have that potential in me to be a topper or a good student. Now, today's class is going to be, or rather today's video is going to be about how if you are somebody who feels average, how you can become amazing. Right? That's how I would always say that if you're feeling that you need to be amazing, which is why sometimes I save my name in my, parents' phone and in other people's phone as Amazing Aishwarya, because if I don't call myself amazing, who's going to call me amazing, right? It starts from here. So if you are somebody who feels not so good enough, or maybe, you feel like maybe I'm only average, that's a feeling, a mindset, how we can convert that into being an amazing person, and most importantly, on an academic front, how you can become a topper. Because if you feel like I don't have good enough marks all these years, I don't have the potential in me to become a topper. If that kind of thinking is going to be there, then trust me, today this thinking is going to change, because with this video, I hope to inspire all of you into becoming toppers of tomorrow, right? So everybody, quickly, just for the live audience, I hope that my audio, my video, and my screen and whatever I've been writing on the screen is visible to all of you. If it is, go ahead and give me a thumbs up on the live chat to let me know that we are good to go. Yes? All right. Okay, a lot of yeses are coming my way, and I can see that we are good to go. All right. Okay. So now, of course, a lot of you are going to be telling you that, ma'am, I don't think I'll become a topper. Or, we take a lot of classes on what are the habits of toppers. Okay, what are, these are the secrets of toppers, right? We always talk about these toppers. But nobody really talks about how a person becomes a topper. Now, I see that in the live audience, I see a lot of my old students as well. Now, I request my old students to stay back a little in this particular class, because I need all of you as well to help out your juniors here. Yes? And of course, very quickly, letting you all know that I might not be picking your names in class, not because I'm ignoring you, but just so that at the end of the day, right, I want to make sure this particular video is short and sweet. I don't want to be talking 45 minutes, 1 hour about how you can become amazing. First and foremost, all of you are already amazing in my eyes, right? But I want to polish your skills. Yes, that is what we're going to be talking about. How do we polish ourselves? How do we become better than what we are already? So for Kavishri, many others, Dikshita, a lot of you who are going to be telling me, take my name, take my name. This is for all of you. And please mark your attendance by hitting the like button on this video. And for all my old students who are here, like Nila, Anshul, and a lot of you, please make sure that you stay back in this class and help your juniors out, right? Especially they are the 10th pass outs. I can see a lot of my 8th grade students who've come to 9th standard, and they're all my regular students. I'd request you also to stay back, because this will definitely help you. And if you are new and you enjoy what I do and enjoy what we do, please make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button on this channel, because trust me, in BYJU'S 9 and 10, we make sure that learning is not just about what is there in your textbook and preparing you for exams, right? If you come to us, right, if you come to BYJU'S 9 and 10, it's like you are our children. We will take care of you end to end, right? So that is what we tend to do. We take care of you end to end. Yes? So hit the subscribe button on this video as well. And we're going to get started with a very interesting way. Yes? Now we're going to meet some of my friends. Now see, all of you are my friends. All of you are my students also. And let's meet some of my friends, okay? Now for this, Shiva, can we move me to the opposite side? Okay, Shiva sir is going to move me to the opposite side. Yes, and Mona Lisa has said something very important which I'm going to take up later. So first and foremost, we are going to meet my friend Alex, okay? Alex is a very cheerful boy, right? He has a catchphrase. He's those filmy boys in class who has a catchphrase. Of course, I'm sure all of you here, right? All of you here, of course, have some friends who are extremely filmy, like to have filmy dialogues as well. And what he says always, surprisingly, right, is that, "Arey, I wish," especially after exams, maybe after some assignment, right? Or maybe, if there is some sport event or something, he'll be like, "Arey, I would have done it better. If I had some time, no, I would have done this, and it would have been amazing," right? How many of you know such a friend like this? You don't need to tell me who that is, but if you know somebody like that, you can tell me, right? And he is somebody who's very regular he's not, I would not say regular, but he is a kind who gets his work done, okay? He gets his work done, which means if exam is there 1 week before, he'll start studying and he'll study properly. But the thing is, he gets tensed very fast. Oh, exams are there. Oh, assignments are there, right? He tends to get a little overwhelmed, all right? He tends to get a little overwhelmed when there are a lot of tasks. So this is Alex. This is one of my friends. A lot of you are telling me, "Ma'am, Ankita ma'am and Saurabh sir are your friends." Yeah, but I have other friends also, right? I mean, they are also my very dear friends, but they are also here. Now, in the same class, there is Samira. Now, Samira is very quiet, okay? Samira is very quiet. She attends class. She'll pay attention. Whatever ma'am is telling, she'll be writing it down in her notebook. And if our ma'am says that you have to write 3 pages on Earth, right? Structure of Earth, and you need to submit it by Monday morning, right? Samira will do it exactly. Writing exact 3 pages, making sure that she submits it Monday morning. Now, the thing is, she's very quiet, okay? So she doesn't really ask a lot of questions. Now, she might have a lot of doubts in her mind, but she'll not really ask a lot of questions. The thing is, the reason why she's not able to do it is because she's not very confident about herself. She's very shy that way. She thinks that maybe what if she asks a question? What if that's very silly to say ask, right? I mean, who will ask ma'am to explain it once again? That's maybe disrespecting ma'am, right? And she tends to tell herself that, see, you could have done better. You should have done better. Yes, you got 19.5 out of 20 in your unit test. But why? 0.5 marks. I could have easily got it like this, right? Why did I miss that 0.5 marks? And probably this would have been because of a silly mistake that she made, right? This tends to happen. So this is Samira. Then we have Moana, okay? Moana, of course, I took a very popular character name. She's very bubbly and excited. She's full of life, okay? She's very, very vibrant in class. She's she's the kind of girl who's there in many, many places. She's always the first person to submit her assignment. If ma'am says 3 pages, she'll probably write 2 pages or she'll write 4 pages and come depending on how it is there, right? And she tops her class, right? And the thing is, she's very regular in her work. That is the thing. She's very regular in her work and she participates in extracurricular activities also. She makes sure that she's part of the sports team. Maybe she likes to sing, right? She's very, very bubbly that way. Very cheerful, I would say. Very cheerful and bubbly. Now, I know that as I was describing these characters, now these are my friends, my virtual friends who are here. Yes? Now, the thing is, what can you tell about the 3 of them? You tell me. What did you understand? Yes? What is it that you all in the live audience, and for those of you who watch this video much later, take a minute and you think about what you felt when I spoke about them, right? Just think about it in your mind. Use this 1 or 2 minutes to introspect. Yes? Okay, they're saying everybody's like, ma'am. So first and foremost, you all in the live audience were relating yourselves to some of these characters, right? And you were saying, oh, I am like that, oh, I am like this, and you were able to relate back. And now you are also discussing about their, how they look is not what matters, right? This is of course caricature and cartoons. But a lot of you are like, their nature is different, okay? So we see that their nature is different, yes, okay? A lot of you are saying, ma'am, Samira, okay, some of you are now identifying and categorizing them as average. Now, I will direct your thoughts. Now, I want you to take a look at their habits, right? Now, if I talk about their habits, what can you tell me? Neha tells me that behavior is different. Babul has given me a very good answer. One waits for the last moment, which is not good. One clears doubt. Third one is upright genius, okay? Okay, upright genius, fine. Now what else? Okay. Ma'am, only studies is not important. You need to have overall holistic education. Okay. We should not be scared to talk to our teachers and ask doubts. All right. Okay. Yes. So 3 are very silent. Fine. So a lot of you have a lot of interesting opinions for this, right? And you're able to relate to one of these things. Now let me tell you one thing. I did not really tell you how much marks they got. I just described their characteristics in general. As a teacher, I'm describing them their general characteristics. Now you imagine if I say she is a topper and she scores maybe 95% marks, okay? While Samira here is probably getting 82% and he is getting 80%. Now in this case, right, is 82 and 80% bad? Yes or no? Think about that. Scoring 82 percentile or scoring 80 percentile, is it good or bad? That is what I need you to answer. Is it good or bad? Or scoring that much is, a very bad thing? No. Alright. Most of you agree to me and they're saying, ma'am, no. Of course not, right? If 82 is not bad. But the thing is, if you are somebody who at the moment scores probably 82%, or let me maybe bring the percentile down a little bit and say 70%. The thing is 70% is not bad. Okay, 70% is not bad. But the thing is, there might be certain patterns in your behavior which is probably not helping you score more than what you are getting right now. Yes? So the thing is, it is not that only select students are talented. They are born with that talent and that they are able to get 95%. No, we're all born the same way. It's just that at different stages of life, maybe due to habits, maybe due to interest, multiple factors that might be there, that some people at the end of the day score 95%, some people score 82%, some people score 72%, some might score 60%. But does that mean that the person who's scoring 60% can never get 95%? Absolutely not. Okay? Please understand this. Tomorrow, I don't need you to tell me, ma'am, I am somebody who scores XYZ%. No. But if you aim, if you make that commitment that I want to score 95%, or forget it, let's be as ambitious as we want to be. I want to top my class 10th examination, right? I am going to top class 10. Yes, I'm telling you. You will be able to do it, okay? Listen to my words. Ingrain it in yourself that no matter where you are right now, this is the right time to be talking about this, right? Not 1 week before the board exams when I tell you you can do this. At that time also you can do it. But trust me that at this point when your academic year is going to get started, there are certain habits that you need to incorporate. Not very hi-fi fancy science habits I'm going to be telling you about. I'm going to be telling you about very realistic things that you need to do. Yes? And you will be able to do it. Right? That is my word. But you need to follow those steps. And most importantly, you need to be consistent. And if any of my students who are here from the previous year, who graduated 10th, are currently in 11th, if you are here right now, you can tell us, right? You can tell us if this really can happen, yes or no. You can tell your students, you can tell your juniors as well. Shivanshu, I will be, can I discuss this towards the end of the class? I will definitely tell you, right? So in this case, we are going to be talking about it. Now, most of you are telling me, ma'am, see, lot of you here that are there, right? I would tell you that I'll not take a long time. I'm going to quickly tell you in the next 10 minutes. Okay, very simple and easy. Yes? So the thing is, most often than not, we tend to think that maybe what would happen is we have encountered failure, or maybe we would have encountered, maybe at some point we made a mistake, we fumbled, right? And then we think that that's the end of the road. Arey ma'am, our circumstances like this, right? A lot of you are telling me, ma'am, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of tension. Why do we get stressed and nervous? We tend to get stressed and nervous because when we are thinking about our future, see, you're always thinking, oh my God, I have to get 95%, which means I need to put these many hours. If I put these many hours, then I need to spend this much time. That means I cannot do this, right? And then after that, you will make a whole train. Oh no, but I also have to do this, right? I need to finish my assignments and my homework, but I come back from school only at 5 o'clock. Then I have to attend BYJU'S classes also. Then at this point, where do I really have the time? And then stress starts to build up. How many of you go through this on a daily basis, or if not, it happens to you? This kind of thought process that I just told you about. Yes or no? I just want you to tell me that. If you are somebody who thinks that way, right? You make all these connects here and there, our mind is wandering. First and foremost, it happens to me also, okay? It's not like only it is happening to you. It happens to me also at this age. At this point when I'm a teacher and I'm talking to you, it's happening to me. So first and foremost, we are all humans. I am not some exceptional human who's sitting on top telling you that, hey, I have cracked the code to be productive in life. I have cracked the code to be amazing. No, I am also a work in progress, which means I understand what you go through. Yes? Now, the second thing I will tell you, if this is happening, you need to stop yourself, right? Stop yourself for a minute. Okay, I have XYZ tasks with me, which means that I need to do my assignments, right? I need to do my, probably attend BYJU'S classes, okay? I have BYJU'S classes also. Now, apart from that, I also know that I need to probably work on, I need to start studying, right? So maybe I need to start studying mathematics, okay? And I need to also start science, right? Then I also know that my mother has asked me to go buy vegetables. Yes, so vegetables are also there to buy. Now, along with that, I also want to spend some time talking to my, friends, probably use my phone for some time. So then that is also something I do. And at the end of the day, what will happen, no? When you have so many things to do, our mind will be like, no, I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to waste my time on my phone. That is what pretty much happens, okay? Now, I'll tell you one thing. This is not new. I'm not kidding. This is not new. Yes, whatever I'm going to tell you now, I've already told this to you at some point of life, but I'm reiterating it because it's important that despite, right, even if I tell you 100 times, and this is something my dad tells me, I will tell you 100 times so that you listen to me at least once. I will keep telling you 100 times so that you listen to me at least once, right? So that is why more and more I constantly, or we as teachers keep repeating the same thing. So that at some point you will listen to us and you will be like, okay, now is the time I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to do it, right? That takes some time. Reiteration is very important in these cases, right? So what do you need to do at this point? Just need to prioritize your work, right? You need to prioritize your work. What do you need to do, right? What is it that you need to do first? What is it that you need to do second? And this is one aspect of it. The second aspect of it, what happens is that we all have a fear of failure. Why is it that a lot of you might say that, ma'am, I'm overthinking this, I have stress, I don't feel confident? It's because of this. How many of you in the live chat right now can admit this? I will tell you, okay? I will tell you that I have fear, I've had fear of failure, and I'm overcoming this, right? I'm overcoming it step by step, which means that when I make mistakes, right? When I make mistakes, it scares me a little. It scares me a little that I made a mistake, okay? So sometimes what happens is that maybe when I'm teaching or when I'm talking to you, I would have made a pronunciation error, okay? You guys wouldn't have caught it. Maybe I didn't pronounce it the way I wanted to pronounce. Or sometimes, you know what happens? I would have come with a plan saying I'll teach like this. But later what have happened is in the flow of teaching, I would have done a different kind of thing altogether. You would not have realized that. But in my head, I had a plan. But when I ended up doing it, it was not according to my plan. Everything went haywire. So then what will happen? At the end of the day, after I go back, I get scared. Did the students like it? Or maybe, oh, how could I forget my plan? I tend to have that because maybe sometimes I have fear of failure, right? So in my case, I want to make sure that my students have got every concept understood in the best way possible. And I come with the plan, but what if my change in plan made, what if that was not completely satisfactory, right? So of course, this gets a little scary, right? It gets scary when you go divert away from the plan, right? So if this is my plan and this is my road to success, okay, if I'm making some spelling mistakes, don't judge me for that. The thing is, we think it's one-way road. It's not, right? As a matter of fact, it goes all haywire, but at the end of the day, success can be achieved. The road to success is not a simple road, but it is a little up and down, right? So that is the thing. Now, I told you, right? I told you very clearly that, you know what? This is what happens with me. But we've heard a lot of stories, right? I'll give you a quick story time. If you can make me a little big on screen, I'm going to take 10 more minutes of your time, right? 10 more minutes, 8:30 ko, I will wind it up. So I love telling stories this way. Now, normally I always talk about myself, but I'll tell you a little bit stories about some famous people that you've heard about. Right now, they are very famous. Very, very famous, very successful. They are earning so much. They are known all over the world. But the thing is, they did not be born famous, right? They did not start, they were not just born in the world and then they became successful, right? They had to undergo a long journey. And this one journey is about an author. Now, when I tell you that I'm going to be talking about an author, I am sure that you will know who I'm going to talk about, right? And I will tell you that she is a very famous author. Yes? So she's a very famous author right now. And a lot of you are talking about certain bands as well. Now the people who are mentioning the band, they also have an amazing success story. And even now they are very down to earth, but I will talk about them later. Yes, Harsimran has already got about who I'm talking about. And all of you have got, all of you have figured out who I'm going to talk about. Yes, I'm talking about J.K. Rowling, right? Now, J.K. Rowling is successful because she was the one who's released the Harry Potter franchise. Harry Potter books, Harry Potter movies, right? All of it, books have been adapted into movies. Now, recently, they've been saying that there's going to be a TV show. So now, of course, you know that J.K. Rowling is very, very famous. I mean, who would have imagined the kind of things she imagined, right? Now, we're able to imagine all those things because she put it in the books, yes? Now, the thing is, when she started out, right? When she started out, she was in a lot of, I would say that in a very dark place in her life. She was, of course, financially, she had some issues. She was a single mother, right? And we also know that there was a time when, her economic status was also not very up to the mark, right? Now, the thing is, that pretty much puts a person in a very dark space. But one day when she was going in a flight, when she was traveling, I think from Manchester to London, she was traveling and she suddenly realized that, hey, you know what? I could write this book, right? And maybe it's a good idea. So she made her draft, she got her manuscript ready and she was showing it to publishers. She thought, now I've got my $1 billion idea. But when she went and told other people, they rejected her. And it was not once or twice. Multiple times they rejected her, saying that this is not good, we will not publish it. But the thing is, over time, understand, she never gave up, right? She never gave up. Not on her idea, not on herself. She did not give up. Yes? And I can see a lot of you here are telling me that. And that's why today we are able to see the beautiful Harry Potter franchise. And this is what we know of her now as a successful author, right? And now, of course, all over the world, Harry Potter books are going all over. Now, I'd like to tell you about one more person who's very dear to all of us. Now, we know him, right? We all know him. In the live chat, you can tell me who is this, right? A lot of you are also telling about your favorite characters in the book as well. Yes, exactly. This is APJ Abdul Kalam, right? So he was APJ Abdul Kalam. And we know that he was the former president of our country. Now the thing is, Kalam sir, I would go out and I would call him Kalam sir, right? Now he came from a very modest background, right? And he was actually the true exemplary example I would take of an average student. Which means that his marks were not very fancy or anything. He's said to be an average student. But I would say, eminent thing about him that we see even when we watch his interviews is that he was a very bright student, right? He's very bright. He was extremely hardworking also. Yes? And he had a strong desire to learn. Yes, that's the first thing. He had a very strong desire to learn. And that is what drove him that passion in him. It drove him all throughout his life. He pursued aeronautical engineering as well. And later on, there was later when I was actually reading through, Kalam sir's story and everything, Arsh ma'am was there with me and she shared a very interesting video with me. So this was a snip of APJ Abdul Kalam sir's interview where he says that he actually wanted to become a pilot. And he was very passionate and that's why he pursued aeronautical engineering in the first place. But the thing is, when he went for it, out of 10 people, only 9 people made it. He was the 10th person who did not get selected, which means his dream of becoming a pilot, right? It did not happen. But did he ever give up? Absolutely not. He experienced a lot of, I would say, he at that point, I'm sure the way he felt, it felt like his dreams were crushing, but he didn't give up, right? And at the end of the day, much later, when he became the president, he was also the supreme commander. And then he went to the chief of staff and he told him, at that age, will you actually teach me how to fly? And they taught him how to fly, and in 6 months he actually went and flied. So the thing is, you never know how life will, turn around. When life seems dark, when life seems like only, things are going downhill. And I'm not saying this just for your academics. I'm telling you overall, right? There are going to be multiple instances. When you are riding the high, now I will talk about it a little more technically. At this point, when you are here, and imagine if this is the sun, right? Sunlight and rays, sunshine, happiness will reach you faster when you are here. But when you are at this point, when things seem very, very low, right? It's difficult for us to look for that sunshine. It's difficult for us to look about the look for that joy. But this is the part where you never give up, right? So where you never ever give up on yourself. Now, I'm not telling you that's going to be easy. It's very tough, right? It's very tough to push yourself, or sometimes it's very tough to tell yourself also that, "Arey ma'am, today is not my day." There are days when you feel that way, right? I agree. I also feel that. Sometimes I feel like today is just not my day. But I tell myself that, no, I will push myself. Now, how many of you who were thinking that, "Ma'am, I overthink a lot, and because of that I might not be productive," right? And a lot of you might struggle a little bit here and there, right? How many of you now feel like, "Ma'am, I think we can do it," right? So a lot of you here, Tenzin and all, are telling me, "Ma'am, I scored around 70, but at least this year I'm going to score 80. That is the kind of passion that I want, right? So that is something that I need you to push yourself and constantly to give you that dose of pushing. We are here, of course, at BYJU'S to help you out. So all you need to do is to hit the subscribe button on this video, right? Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. A lot of you are asking me to talk about the Korean band that is out there. BTS, of course. Now the thing is, I don't know much of their story in detail, but I would tell you a little bit from what I've heard, right? The thing is, especially with them, you know that the kind of things, right, when they started out, there were at multiple points where first and foremost, they had a very small setup. The kind of exposure that they have all over the country now is immense. But when they started out, they all started out as little boys who would undergo some training, right? And they were just extremely hardworking. They were so hardworking. They would practice regularly. They would, make the most out of the little things that they had, right? They were ambitious, of course, but they also knew how, right? How to embrace the little things that are there. And multiple points when they felt like they were about to give up, they would come back from it saying no. And at those points, right, when they felt like they were at the lowest, they would bounce back the highest. Yes? And now, of course, the kind of success that they have is beyond. Yes? So one thing you need to understand is that a topper who is there, right? So I'm going to come back to talking about a little bit more on your academics. A topper who is there is not an exceptional student, but a topper is an average student who just does not give up. I want you to take this word in, right? I want you to take these words into you. It's just somebody who does not give up, has immense. Now, all the stories that we spoke about, right, is the fact that all of them had discipline in them, right? They were disciplined. They had a plan, right? They were extremely passionate. Their passion drove them to believe in themselves, right? So that is something that you need to understand. And last but not the least, right? When we start giving excuses about ourselves, saying, "Ma'am, I had this, I couldn't do it," or "I had that and I couldn't do it," right? You all need to understand that at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself. You can imagine all the negative talk that runs in your head. "Oh, I didn't do this properly. I didn't do that properly." You imagine if this negative talk was actually a person standing next to you and telling all those things. You imagine how you will feel if somebody was there next to you telling, Why did you do that badly? Why do, you are not good enough. You will never score good marks. I don't think you should dance because you'll make a fool out of yourself. You think about it, right? You please think about, imagine if this was a person, how bad you will feel. Now you imagine this is yourself telling this to you. Don't ever do that, right? Please avoid having negative talk in you. Now, a lot of random conversation about in the live chat, I can see a lot of conflict is happening. See, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. I'd like you to keep that, right? Here, I am talking about as a neutral entity. I would like you all to avoid, right? Like you all to avoid having parallel conversations. Otherwise, this is not going to be helpful for you. You are missing out on what is there, right? Okay. So, everybody's like, Mom, what are the 5 tips? What are the 5 tips? I'm coming to the 5 tips. They're very simple tips, actually. Step number 1, right? Step number 1, have goals. It should not be like, yes, today I'm going to become a topper. That is a goal, but you need to have a specific goal. Okay, I need to get this much marks, or I need to do this, right? So that is something that you need to do. Have your goals set for at least 3 months, not one whole year. 1 year I'm going to do this. No, have short-term goals, right? And we always tell you that having goals and everything is a kind of growth mindset that is going to be there. So try to have short-term as well as long-term goals. So please make sure you do that. Now, once you have your goal set, okay, imagine that my goal today, right, is going to be to make sure that I try to reduce my overthinking. So what should I do? I need to have a plan, right? What is going to be my plan? My plan is to make sure that every time I overthink, I need to tell myself that, okay, I'm going in a train of thought, I need to bring myself back, right? So this is something that you need to make sure that you have a plan in place. Now the next thing is, it's not like if you have one plan, this is the final plan. Sometimes your plan might not work out, right? I told you, I'll come with a plan. Then I realize that when I come here, I do something else altogether, which means that you need to keep reviewing your steps. Sometimes your plans can change, or you might have to modify your plan. You need it. This is where it makes you consistent. See, it's not like 2 days you decide to study regularly, you will become topper on the 3rd day. No. It requires consistency, months and months of consistency that you need to put in. If you want to be a topper in 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade or 9th grade or whatever is it that you want to be, please make sure that's not something that's going to happen overnight. It needs to happen regularly. And very important thing Neha has told me is we need to be dedicated. So please do that. And most importantly, that I've been telling you, believe in yourself. Because you've got this. Please make sure that you believe in yourself. Shreyas is asking me, Mom, I did not understand point 3. Point 3 is very simple, bacha. Imagine you made a plan telling that I will wake up at 7 a.m., right? I will wake up at, 5 a.m. and I'm going to do this. Then I will do, 6 a.m. I'm going to do this. 7 a.m. I'm going to do this. 3 days you tried, it's not happening. You are constantly waking up only at 7 a.m. Then don't keep planning from 5 a.m. Change your plan. Okay, I know I'm only going to wake up at 7 a.m. Then if that is the case, I might study little late in the night till 11 p.m. So that is what we mean by keep reviewing your steps, right? So that is what I mean by keep reviewing it. So see, I gave you a short and sweet, right? I've not extended my time too much. Very short and sweet understanding about what you can do to become a topper. And I'm telling you, all of you here have the potential to be a topper, right? So trust me, it will definitely be there. I mean, I believe in all of you. And I need you to tell me that today onwards, you will believe. If you've not been believing in yourself, believe in yourself 1,000 times more than ever. And like I said, should be like me, no? Go put in people's name. I'm amazing Aishwarya, right? I'm amazing Neha. I'm amazing Afifa. Go put yourself, call yourself amazing, because all that is a lot of positive talks that you give yourself. Whatever you want to be, amazing, superstar, whatever it is, go be that, because I know you have it in you. Now, a very important thing Shivanshu has been asking me throughout is that, Ma'am, you said that time slot for class 10 is 4 to 6. 4 to 6 or 7 to 9. Please tell so that I can plan accordingly. So Shivanshu, at the moment we will not be taking long classes because it's just the start of the year. So I would tell you that probably it will be between 6 to 7, because I think 7 to 8 and 8 to 9 would probably be for 10th, right? So for 9th grade it will be 6 o'clock. Yes, 6 to 7 or yes, 6 to 7. most often than not. So Shivanshu, I hope it's okay. And with this, we come to the end of today's class. Now, I want all of you to tell me, did you enjoy this kind of a class? It's not kind of like the usual way of teaching that I would do, right? But I want you all to tell me, did you enjoy what we did today? Yes? And most importantly, what is it that you enjoyed about today's class? Now, if you did and what exactly that was, I would like you all to let me know in the comments of this video, right? That this was something that I really enjoyed and I think that this really inspired me. So please let me know in the comments of this video. And if you have some topics that you want us to cover, let me know in the comments of this video as well. Because at the end of the day, BYJU'S 9th and 10th takes your preparation quite seriously, right? And especially we here at BYJU'S believe that it's not just about teaching students, it's about holistically developing them in the best way possible. So I need you to make sure you hit the subscribe button on this video because that's the most important thing. So hit the subscribe button jaldi. Like the video and share it with your friends as well. Now, how to become a topper in class, Secrets of a Topper is available on our channel, which has been done by Tarana ma'am and a lot of us teachers. You can check it out on the channel as well. Yes? So with this, everybody, take care. I will be signing off. Nehal, it's okay, right? Stay. If you are somebody who wakes up at that time, it's okay. You can come back and you can take it up late. You can stay a little late and study. Yes, Ritika will be taking that soon. But up until then, everybody, I will be signing off right now. I will see you soon. Up until then, take care. Lots of love and bye-bye.